Okay, so start at the beginning. The first thing happened on, I just looked at the picture, on August 4th. My mom came downstairs and she told me that we needed to go to the emergency room. And I'm like, okay, why? And she's like, well, I haven't told you guys this, but look, I will show y'all the picture a little bit later on in this video, but let me just tell y'all that the picture is very graphic, and I'll inform y'all before I put the picture in. But yeah, so if you don't like gory things, then click off or fast forward past the picture when I tell y'all. Well, I tried to be as calm as possible. We went to the emergency room. Now, when we got to the emergency room, I took her to the hospital that I had Jackson at. And they were really quick. It wasn't a lot of people there. So I was like, okay, cool. So she can get seen, because it was later at night. It was maybe like 9 or 10, maybe 8 or 9. I don't know. But it was in the evening. So I was like, okay, cool. She's going to get seen. They're going to do whatever, and then we'll be good. So that was the first doctor. And then they basically prescribed her antibiotics and sent her home. But my god sister and my sister were like, no, take her to another hospital. They're better. They're not just going to send her home, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool, whatever. So we took her to another emergency room now. This emergency room was way more packed. Like, we knew we was going to be sitting here for a while. I knew I wasn't going to be going to work the next day. Whatever. Beside the point. So they see her as well. They do not give her a diagnosis per se. We were there for like a long time. We didn't get home till like 9 o'clock. 8, 9, no. We got home at like 5 o'clock in the morning. But at this particular emergency room, they drew blood. Of course, they do everywhere, but they drew blood. They tried to see if there were pus pockets or anything like that in there with an ultrasound. There weren't. And then they told her that she should come back Friday. They were going to schedule her to come back on Friday for a biopsy. So we went home, we slept, blah, blah, blah. So the next day comes already, and they call her and tell her that she's not going to be able to go to that particular hospital and get the biopsy done because we don't live in that county. Go figure, right? So we was kind of just stuck, because what I didn't tell y'all in the beginning is that my mom doesn't have health insurance, and also they gave us a bunch of like numbers for resources and stuff like that, so that excuse me. Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, sorry y'all, Jackson woke up from his nap. Don't touch it. Come here. You say hi? You say hi to everybody?
Ah.
All right. Okay. So, like I said, they gave us a bunch of resources and numbers and stuff for the county that we live in. So when we got home the next day, obviously, like I said, we pretty much called those numbers and tried to figure out what the next step was, how we could help her out, and how they could help her out, and how they could help her out, how they could get the ball rolling and figure out exactly what it was and how to treat it. Now, mind you, like I said, don't forget that she had these antibiotics that the first doctor had prescribed her. So while we did that, they were like, okay, she can apply for the grant. It will get her this, that, and the third. Cool. So but we couldn't do that until like the next Wednesday, because that's when the person who does all that stuff in that office will be in. So that's that. In the meantime, my mom was taking the antibiotics just in case it was an infection. You know, she could be working on getting it down. I don't like doing this. So she was taking the antibiotics, and throughout this time, we still stuck because we don't have anyone who's going to give her a grant. We don't have any doctors who are seeing her, but we still kind of trying to work towards getting her help. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna apply for you some Medicaid and we're gonna go from there. But again, we don't know how long Medicaid gonna take. We don't know none of this. But that was just the next step, right? To get her insurance so that she could get a primary care doctor, so she can get diagnosed, and then we could start treatment from whatever it would be from there. And so one day she came to me and she didn't come to me, but I asked her how it was doing, and she said that, you know, it was bleeding a whole lot and she losing a lot of blood. And then I had noticed, like, over a week span, maybe a couple days span, that she was like really tired and just out of energy basically. And so I was like, you know what, this ain't gonna work. We can't wait for Medicaid. No. So what I did was, there's a place right down the street from my house that I didn't know was a hospital. Otherwise I would have took her there the first time. But I thought it was just a clinic. Turns out, I Googled some stuff and I found this hospital that's right down the road from my house. So I took her there and I told her, I was like, look, I don't know, hopefully they don't send you home, but tell them something crazy, like you passed out, you feel like you about to die. Tell them something crazy so that they can keep you, so that they can try to like help you. And so turns out she didn't have to do any of that, because when we went there, they told her that they don't even know why anybody ever let her go home in the first place, because they should not have let her go home. That was unacceptable. And so that's what y'all saw that's where we were when y'all saw in the vlog when we was visiting her. So after she came home from that, which when we went to the hospital down the road from my house, that was September 5th. So this is all over 1 month's time, from the very first time she went to the doctor to the second time she went to the doctor, which was September 5th. Then she came home. The doctor I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. I'm so sorry. So the doctor that she seen while she was down the road at the hospital told her that she was going to approve her for the grant, because it just turns out, by the grace of God, that the place that we were trying to get her before, that they denied her, this was the doctor over all of that. So she told the lady who we were supposed to speak to, who we spoke to, who didn't approve her, to just go ahead and do it. Now, obviously, they don't know that this is the same person they didn't approve before. But even so, the doctor basically told my mom that she was going to take care of her. Now, still at this point, they don't know what's going on. And I forgot to tell y'all that when she was at this hospital, this last time, they gave her 2 blood transfusions, because that's just how much blood she was losing from this. And I'm so glad that I decided to take her to the hospital, because I don't think she was going to ask me to take her back to the hospital. I think she was going to kind of just try to, like, I don't know, wait until she got the Medicaid to do it. But I was like, no, this is just you losing too much blood. You should not be tired. You shouldn't be out of energy. Okay. But yeah, so they gave her 2 blood transfusions, and that's why they kept her the extra day, because they wanted to make sure that that her body wasn't going to reject the blood. So yeah, I don't know what day it was, but y'all seen it in the vlog a little bit. We went to get her mammogram and her biopsy. We were there for a very long time, but that's neither here nor there. So she got her mammogram, she got her biopsy. They gave her a little cut underneath her underarm, like to go get the tissue from there so they could do the biopsy. Then that next Tuesday, September 12th, we went back to the doctor to get the results for the biopsy, and so we can know the next steps from there, right? And so the doctor officially diagnosed my mom with breast cancer. She has stage 3 breast cancer, and I thought I was not going to cry during this video, but saying those words out loud is kind of like, oh my gosh, it's real. Like, you can internalize it all day long, but just to say it to the world is crazy. Like, it's crazy. Like, whew. So, like I said, I'm sorry. Whew. So, like I said, my mom has stage 3 breast cancer, and now, so that's where we are now. No, that's not where we are now. That's not where we are now. So that was September 12th. The doctor told her that now we have to speak to the oncologist so that we can get the ball rolling with chemo and treatment and everything else, her CAT scans, PET scans, and everything, so to make sure it hasn't, I know the word I'm trying to say, but I can't even think straight. So to make sure it has not spread to anywhere else in her body. And so she actually said that she tested positive for cancer in her lymph nodes as well. So it's breast and lymph nodes that have this cancer. And today, her appointment is to talk to the oncologist to talk about which kind of chemo that is going to be hers. Get her PET scan, get her CAT scan, and I believe that's all for today. So that is where we are right now in her treatment. Like I told y'all, she's giving me permission to document her journey because she feels like no matter what happens along this journey, that it could potentially help somebody. Yeah. Oh, thank you. She said that it could potentially help somebody. So I'm going to be documenting her journey. I don't know where we're going from here. I don't know what y'all gonna see, what y'all not gonna see, but just know that we're gonna be documenting. And like I said, I'm going to show y'all pictures. So what I insert right now is what it looked like the first time back on August 4th. On August 4th. So, like I said, if y'all don't like gory pictures, if y'all squeamish or whatever, go ahead and y'all can just cut the video off because that's the end. The last part is just gonna be these 2 pictures. So here is what it was like on August 4th. And this next picture that I show you guys is what it was like today. So, oh my gosh, it's a fly. I hate flies. Y'all know I hate flies. But, so here's the picture of what it is like today. And I can see a noticeable difference. It's getting bigger. The doctor assured us, however, that when chemo gets started, it will go down in size and it will look a lot better. And so that's where we are.